Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CMtrading. Today is August 28th, 2019, and today is Wednesday morning. So looking at the major economic events and today, just one event coming out of 4:30 South African time, and that's crude oil inventories number coming out. Now looking at the general market, British pound looks to strengthen, but the question is how much longer? Looking at the indices, Dow Jones retraces after a dip in consumer confidence for the month of August. And looking at the commodities, gold retraces from its all-time highs since 2011, and oil bounces off of support. Looking at the stocks, Alcoa looks like it's breaking down. We're going to take a look at that in just a moment. And lastly, looking at cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin retraces to support. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So in all fairness, looking across the board on the Forex symbols, most of them are pretty much unchanged and not trading with a lot of volume, and therefore I don't want to spend too much time on them. But looking here at the GBPUSD, we've seen a couple of things here. Number one, I showed this and highlighted this last week. We had three areas of retracement that we could have set up as a trend line on the upside, and sure enough, that broke with a nice whopping rally at 2175, rallying to 123-ish level. Okay, now at this level, we're retracing, and this is a resistance area. And the question is that is it going to break this area? Is it going to retrace here using this 121.75 as a support? So that's what I'd be looking here with the price of the GBP as it looks to strengthen versus the US dollar and as it's gotten beating up over the past year. So that's something to consider as today's trading actually unwinds. Now looking at the price of oil, we're looking at 55.46, and we're really right in between our Fibonacci retracements of 58 and 53. We're smack in the middle of that. The question is that is it going to fall apart here or is it going to get stronger? And that's really the question of the day, because nothing is really very clear when it looks at to something that's trading with the Dow Jones, which it has, and I'm going to jump into that in just a second. However, looking at gold, now this thing is a monster. We're looking at our retracement from 2011. I highlighted this yesterday, and we're trading right shy of that. Okay, 1535 is the area. The question is that is this going to be retracing here? I mean, for the short term, it's retracing. Okay, now if we look at a 4-hour chart, just to give us a perspective here, it's retracing, but not that much. Okay, this thing is really rallied and really strong, and so I would look maybe for it to retrace maybe tops to 1524-ish level and to perhaps pick it up. Now, looking at the Dow Jones as relation to this, it's just trading sideways, okay? Not really trading on the upper range and not on the bottom range. We're really at that middle ground, just like we are with oil, okay, trading at 25,800-ish level. Now, yesterday we had consumer confidence, there was a dip in it, and therefore we retraced about 100 points off of this 26,000 area. Okay, now that's an important area to bounce, to retrace off of, because it is a round number, and 26,000 psychologically is an important number. Okay, if we continue to break this down, we could definitely see it back in the 25,300-ish area. Now, if that happens going into September, October time, this is really sell-off months, and we may see a sell-off here going into the first part, or the first part of the winter, okay, between September and December and to the last quarter of the year. So that's something to consider as we're looking at that. Now, the reason I'm saying this is that if we look at most of the stocks, they're trading sideways, okay? Google's trading sideways, Microsoft is trading sideways. However, if we look at Alcoa, okay, this is something that is of note. Okay, because this is really a bricks and mortars kind of stock, especially since it is and does have a lot of relationship with trade wars with China, and that's so self-evident here. So we're trading at $16.63. We broke our support of 17, and that is a major retracement. Now, to take that into consideration, let's look at a weekly chart just to give you that perspective. The last time we were here is 2014. Okay, so with that said, this is something really to consider as this is going into this year. If this does break this area, it could definitely get back down to the 13 area. Okay, now we've been covering this since it's been trading in the 26, 25 area, around this area, okay, in the daily reviews. So just be aware that this is something really very, very important, because it is a stock that really reflects on trade wars between the United States and China. So this is really something to keep on your radar as this is unfolding. Now, lastly, looking at Bitcoin, we're trading at the bottom range here. okay, at 10,000. Now we've dipped a couple of times below it. Okay, now this time I think if we do dip below it, you know, it is showing less strength on the upside. Every time it's been bouncing, it hasn't broken above the 10,500-ish area, which looks like it's, you know, slowly getting weaker every time it's bouncing, and therefore it may retrace down to the 94, 95-ish area. Okay, that would be my target if it does break this Fibonacci retracement. So keep that on your radar as well. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.